Growing up isn't exactly a walk in the park. One moment you're flying, the next you're stuck. And that's exactly what Namibian writer Rémy Ngamije explores in his book, The Eternal Audience of One. It follows the story of Serafin. He's a young man whose parents flee the Rwandan genocide and eventually settle in Windhoek.
It explores him over the course of his final year in law school. It delves into his past and present, basically explaining his origin story. So at varying parts of the story, it can be classified as a coming-of-age story because parts of his teenage life are explored, and his primary school years, his high school years are explored. But in that time, it also explores the complex origins of his migration. So it delves into some historic aspect of Rwanda pre and post 1994, Windhoek in the present, and then also a big chunk of the story takes place in Cape Town in South Africa, where Serafin goes to study.
Rémy was interested in exploring the topic of migration in a way other stories don't.
In all of those works, migration is always someone who leaves the global south and makes it to the global north, or leaves Africa to head to the west. And so it was weird for me to read all of these works because more African migrants wind up in other African countries, and I never felt like that narrative was explored enough.
Here's another theme, family, which Serafin says is something to be survived.
What family does not have to be survived on Earth? Like, family is like one of the most important building blocks in society, and it is also simultaneously the most dysfunctional unit of organization. It is so dysfunctional, it is crazy. The reason why the character says that it is something that has to be survived is because when you are in that strange middle period between, let's say, I think 18 and 25, when all you want to do is break out of your family mold, that is that stage when we say you need to survive your family.
The Eternal Audience of One is full of dry humor and charm. It's about love, friendship and unbreakable bonds, and is one of my favorite books of 2020. And now, getting to the swing of things. Andrea van Wyk, Johannesburg.